Yung partner ng law of demand na pinag-usapan natin nung nakaraang lecture would be the law of supply. Again, this is a very important topic in microeconomics, and it will cost you around 5 points in the agricultural economics and marketing exam. At the same time, mahalaga rin na pag-aralan ang law of supply para makita naman natin yung effect ng price and other factors to the produce that our farmers, for example, are producing. So magkakaroon kayo ng better appreciation kung bakit may mga pagkakataon na ang mga farmers umaalma, lalo na kapag, let's say, magbabawas ng presyo ang government, at kung ano yung mga pwede nating gawin, okay, as a government in order to increase the supply or the capacity of our farmers to produce more agricultural products. Okay, so simulan natin by defining what the law of supply is or what supply is. So pag sinabi nating supply, kabaliktaran ng demand, ang supply naman, kung ang demand nire-represent niya ang buyers, ang supply nire-represent niya naman yung mga naglalako, okay? Yung mga sellers sa market. Ito yung amount ng produkto that they are willing and able to sell, okay? Or they are, ito yung amount ng product na willing nilang ibenta sa merkado. And according to the law of supply, if we are looking at the relationship of quantity supply and price, ang relationship daw po nito ay direct. Ibig sabihin, kapag ang presyo ay tumaas, ang sinusupply ng mga tindera at tindero ay tumataas din. Kapag naman ang presyo ay bumaba, ang sinusupply nila ay bumababa rin. So bakit kaya? You have to understand the rationale behind your sellers or your suppliers. As a supplier, as a firm, ano ang gusto mong mangyari sa iyong negosyo? Okay? Anong gusto mong mangyari sa iyong negosyo? Gusto mo ang negosyo mo, ma-maximize niya yung profit. And one way to maximize the profit is to make the price as high as possible. Kaya kapag ang presyo umakyat, ang mga suppliers, hahabulin nila yung presyo. Kasi kapag mas mataas yung presyo, mas maganda yung kitaan. So if the price is actually increasing, the suppliers will increase the quantity na kanilang binibenta para mas tumaas yung kanilang kinikita. Kapag naman mababa ang presyo ng bilihin na yon, ang mga suppliers madi-discourage na mag-produce at magbenta ng produkto na yon. So, bababa ngayon yung quantity supply na nasa merkado. So, tignan natin yung ating supply schedule to illustrate the law of supply. So, this is the sample supply schedule of cabbage, although parang hindi ata makita dyan. Nalimutan kong gawing white. In any ways, we can see here that as the price of the commodity is increasing from 20 to 40 to 60 to 80 to 100, the quantity supplied in terms of kilos is also increasing. So from 500, naging 600, naging 700, 800 to 900. Tumataas yung presyo, tumataas rin yung quantity supplied. At the same time, if the price is decreasing from 100, naging 80, 60, 40, at saka 20, ang quantity supply natin bumababa rin. From 90, naging 800 na lang siya nung 80. From 900, naging 800 na lang siya nung 80 ang price. And then, nung 60 na ang price, 700 na lang. So we can see a direct relationship. When the price increases, quantity supply also increases. When the price decreases, quantity supply also decreases. Now, let us plot itong price na to at quantity supply in a graph. Ano kaya ang magiging itsura ng ating supply curve? So kung ang demand curve natin ay paganto, sloping downward, ang ating supply curve naman is sloping upward. Okay? And bakit siya upward? Upward siya para maipakita yung direct relationship ng price at quantity supply. So, if you're asked, ano ang shape ng ating supply curve? It is sloping upward. And why is that so? In order to show the relationship of the direct relationship of price and quantity supply. Now that we're done talking about the supply schedule and the supply curve, let's talk about the supply equation or the mathematics behind the law of supply. So halos parehas lang ang formula ng law of supply sa law of demand, right? Ang pinagkaiba lang is yung sign na nasa gitna. Ito yon, yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina. So yung sign na nasa gitna sa law of demand is negative or minus sign. Whereas dito, it's positive. Why? Kasi ipinapakita nung positive na sign na ito yung positive or direct relationship between quantity supply and the price. Dahil direct ang relationship nila, plus sign yung makikita nyo doon sa gitna. So, isa-isahin natin yung mga variables na to. Ano yung QS? That is your quantity supply. That is the amount of goods and services that your sellers are willing to sell at a particular price. Yung C mo, yan yung constant. Okay? Your C is the constant. It also indicates the quantity supply kapag ang presyo ay zero. So kapag ang presyo ay zero, ano kaya yung magiging supply ng produkto? So yun yung nire-represent ni letter C. And then yung letter D, yan naman yung slope ng ating supply curve. So paano nagbabago yung quantity every time na nagbabago yung price? Yan naman yung nire-represent ni T. So the slope of the supply curve, either that be steep or flatter. And of course, we have P here, which is the price. So let me give you an example. Let's say you have ano kaya yung quantity supply daw ng carrots kapag ang given, ang price ay 60, tapos ang supply ay 20 units kapag price is 0. So ano yun? 20 units if the price is 0, that would represent your C, your constant. So the price is 60, your constant is 20 units when price is 0, and then the slope, which is your D, is 5. So let's compute. Isa-substitute lang natin yung formula. So yung C dyan, yan yung 20. 5 would be your slope, this one. And then 60 is the price. 5 times 6 is what? 300. 300 plus 20, you now get 320 units. No, sa exam, parang nung sinabi ko rin sa inyo sa law of demand, usually hindi direct substitution ang nakikita natin. Madalas, ang ibibigay sa inyo is a supply equation, katulad ng nandito. QS is equal to 100 plus 30P. Question, ano ang quantity supply if, ano ang quantity supply if the price is 0? Ang sagot ay 100. Tama. So yung letter C, yung constant natin. The supply when quantity is 0 is represented by your letter C. Ano ang ating slope? That is 30. 30 yung slope or yung ating D. Okay? So binigyan kayo ng supply equation. Ang gagawin, you need to solve for a particular quantity supply or price given the particular data set. So we have point A, B, and C. So sa point A, madali lang siya, right? Kasi direct substitution lang. Hahanapin mo yung quantity supply, tapos given na yung price. So you use this price and substitute it directly there. Okay? So you have, dito sa point A tayo, point A. So we have 100 plus 30, and the price is 5. So 5 ang price. So 30 times 5 is how much? 30 times 5, that's 150. Tama? So you have 100 plus 150. So that's 100 plus 150. You now have a quantity supply of 250 na ilalagay mo dito. 250. Okay. Now yung letter B, again, medyo tricky siya. Kasi sa letter B natin, hindi binigay yung price pero ay binigay quantity supply. So similar to what we did in the law of demand, kukunin lang natin itong quantity supply na to at i-substitute natin dun sa QS na nandito. So you have here 460 is equal to 100 plus 30p. So you're writing it as is. And then, we're just going to perform some algebraic rules. Yung 100 lilipat dito sa kabila. So that's 460 minus, mag-iiba yung sign kasi nga lumipat, is equal to 30p. 460 minus 100 is 360. Okay? And this is still 30p. And ang goal natin, ma-release yung p. How you're going to do that? You're going to divide it by 30 para mag-cancel out to. So the same will follow here. You're going to divide 360 by 30 and then you'll get the price, which is 360 divided by 30. So what's 360 divided by 30? It's 12. Okay? So yan na ngayon yung presyo. So kapag ang presyo ay 12, 460 naman ang quantity supply. So makikita natin, tumaas nga. From 5, ang quantity supply is 250. Naging 12 ang presyo, ang quantity supply na is 460. Yung letter C, of course, magiging assignment nyo yan. So you can pause the video and compute for the quantity supply in point C. Okay. Now, our next topic would be to differentiate between your change in quantity supply and your change in supply. So similar pattern doon sa ating law of demand kanina. Masasabi mo na mayroon change in quantity supply kapag ang tanging factor lang that is affecting the quantity supply is the price. So we're talking about here about the law of supply, right? And anong effect ng price sa quantity supply? Kapag tumaas ang price, ang quantity supply ay tataas rin. Kapag bumaba ang price, ang quantity supply ay bababa naman. Okay? Now, there is also the concept of change in supply. And dito sa change in supply naman, these are affected by various non-price factors, and we also call this as your determinants of supply. So kapag nagbago ang supply, hindi quantity supply ang nagbabago. Kapag nagbago ang supply, it is likely because of a non-price factor. And yun yung pag-uusapan natin mamaya. Ano ba yung mga iba't ibang non-price factors that affects the changes in your supply? So graphically, pwede mong ma-distinguish ang change in quantity supply at change in supply by looking at this. So kapag sinabi natin that there is a change in quantity supply, mayroon lang movement within the supply curve. Kasi yung presyo lang ang umaapekto dun sa quantity supply natin. So from point A going to point B, there is an increase in quantity supply. Bakit? Because of the price. The price actually increases. So when the price increases, your quantity supply will also increase here. There is only a movement along your supply curve. But then, when you have a change in supply, there is now a shift among the entire demand curve, supply curve. So it's either mag-shift siya to the right or to the left. Depende kung tataas ang supply or bababa ang supply. In any ways, kapag tumaas ang supply, that would be a shift to the right in your supply curve. So nag-shift siya pa kanan, tumaas ang supply, yun ang ibig sabihin yan. Kapag naman nag-shift siya pa kaliwa, bumaba ang supply. You always have to remember that, okay? Na parehas lang naman sila whether you're talking about demand or supply. Kapag ang shift ay sa right, increase in demand or supply yan. Kapag ang shift ay sa left, decrease in supply or demand.
Magtitake ka ba ng licensure exam for agriculturist this year? If yes, I believe my course is for you. Enroll now at Learning Agri Withal modular course by clicking the link below. Ano pang hinihintay mo? Mag-enroll ka na. Samahan kita mag-review. Bye!